try and watch the green button too. Okay.
Right, hello and welcome back. I'm Ross from Britain's Hidden History, and I'm sure, just like me, everyone will be delighted to see new star of YouTube and media, Marchell Abrahams, joining me. So how are you today, Marchell?
Fine, I'm going to hide, I think. I'm very well. There's a socking great thingy across the screen. This meeting is being recorded, it says. Is that all right?
Well, I hope so, yes, because that's why I won't be able to show it otherwise, you see. So that's okay.
Right,
don't worry about that. That's all right, yes.
Yeah. All right.
New to the world of multimedia, but doing very well, so don't worry.
Okay. Well, I'll leave the technical bits to you, and I'll try and make sense.
Excellent.
Ask away.
Right, now if you haven't watched yet, I want to jump into it because just been watching Marchell's latest video, which is fantastic, which is on the trail of the ancient alphabet. And I recommend everyone watch that. And if you haven't, I'm going to put a link down below and you can go straight there and come back and join the conversation, knowing a bit more what we're on about. But I mean, in summary, what you're trying to do, really, why don't you tell us, Marchell, what's the overall summary of what you're trying to achieve with this?
Well, I know very little about the Welsh records, but I know enough to know that when Alan Wilson and Baron Blackett find proof of something, they find proof of something. And over the years, I've got increasingly tired of hearing Iolo Morganwg's name slandered and seeing it libelled. And when I found the alphabet trail that they've actually laid out at the back of the Trojan War, I thought, right, I'm going to set to work with this and see what else I can discover. And with the work that you've done on Camroglyphics since, we can actually take this Coelbren alphabet, which I think was brought back to this country, hence the relative modernity of the British inscriptions, but we can actually take it all the way back to Egypt along with the Welsh language, which I wouldn't have been able to do if you hadn't written your amazing book.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
So that's basically the thing. I just get very tired of hearing Wilson and Blackett written off as pseudo-historians, and I got awfully tired of hearing poor Edward Williams, Iolo Morganwg's name slandered and seeing it libelled. So that's really what lay behind it. Also, because I love alphabets and I'm a complete nerd, and I like making connections with things.
Right.
So that's what we've done, tried to do.
So that's do is to get the connections all the way back from where to where then?
Oh, from us to Egypt, from Coelbren to Egypt. It's attested in medieval Welsh records. The Roman mentions of it, actually Hugh Evans put me on to, they're mentioned by Iolo himself. Now I'm waiting for his Barddas to arrive. I've ordered it, and I shall have a jolly good look when it does come and see if I can track the thingies down that way. But as I say in the video, Bob Morgan has managed to find the Caesar reference. Caesar, of course, calls it Greek, which is fine because we gave our, via the Phoenicians, we gave our alphabet Coelbren to the Greeks in the first place. So that's okay by me.
Yes, exactly.
Is that proof?
Well, I don't know what is proof anymore, but at least it shows what he means, doesn't it? It shows what he's referring to. That's the key, isn't it?
It's a distinct trail, yes.
He showed some sort of
we can't use we can't use forensic techniques to get to the bottom of this. We have to use, as I've said before, the likelihood of it. And if an alphabet turns up in somewhere looking very much like an alphabet that was somewhere else, then it seems to me madness to say that they're not connected when they quite patently are. How they're connected and all the sort of minutiae of it, I leave to the etymologists and the linguists, because I am a rank amateur and proud of it. That's all.
Well, yeah, yes, I agree. And the point I was also making is that the fact that he refers to there being some sort of written language is a good start. They weren't illiterate, clearly, were they?
Yes, clearly literate. What I found really just before I went and put the thing on video was this Proto-Sinaitic script, which is pictograms, which derives from the Egyptian hieroglyphs. And my whole point is that if you use Egyptian hieroglyphs to encode a language, but the hieroglyphs, as I've said, are completely dependent on the language. They're not an alphabet,
No,
and
no.
you've got to have the language to make for the hieroglyphs to make sense. And if you can translate Egyptian hieroglyphs using Welsh, well, ergo, the hieroglyphs themselves embody the Welsh language. And I'm sorry, but I have to say proof. What else is it? What
Yeah,
else
yeah,
can one
yeah.
call it? If we can use your book to translate the hieroglyphs using Welsh.
You know, because the strange thing is that the mainstream, you see, you know, Collier, Manley, all these mainstream Egyptologists, they all talk about the rebus principle and this
Yes.
idea of the word sounding like what it represents, but they've got no
Yes.
idea of what it sounds like. So how do they come up with any of their definitions? How can you possibly
Oh, Lord.
interpret a sound-based system if you got no idea what it sounded like? That's
I
how
haven't
crazy
a
it is.
clue. I really haven't a clue. I do have a theory about the foundation of language. They say that the human propensity for grammar is actually encoded, it's hardwired into our brains. It's not a thing that's learnt, which is why it's so easy for a child of any race, any culture to learn a completely different language. I mean, if you've got, gosh, a Tutsi child who's being brought up in China, he will be able to learn both his own language and pick up Mandarin or Cantonese or whichever, as easy as anything, because we do have this basic propensity for grammar hardwired into our brains. If that is so, it would seem to me that other other talents for language, can I put it like that, are also hardwired into humanity generally. And if you look at the way Welsh is said to have been given by God via the Arwen, which means muse or reigns, as above, so below, well then, I'm not going to say God is an Englishman, but God seems to me to have
Or a
a
Welshman.
very British sound to him. Gosh, I really have stuck my neck out there. But that will have to go into another video. I think I've strayed off the point a bit. Help. Over to you.
Well, God is an Englishman. He said that to a Welshman. I don't think it's controversial.
Well, Wilson and Blackett themselves say that the language of Loegr, Ik English, is 1,000 years older even than Welsh, which makes Welsh a dialect of the original Proto-Indo-European language, which we think is akin to Ik English. But that, you know,
I'm not sure if the language is later. Its arrival in Britain is later. That's the difference, I think.
or arrival back in Britain.
Or back in Britain, yeah, which is another great thing to look at, isn't it?
Migrations again.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, this
I think
is a
the idea
huge
is that
subject.
all these languages have adapted from an original ancient
Yes.
Syrian source.
Yes.
While the Cymry were going off doing their thing, parts of the people, like the Syria, which became Surrey, and various other groups came to Britain. And by a much more circuitous route, the Cymry came in. I don't think it's more a case of that, I think, is it, rather than the relative ages of the languages, perhaps.
It's something I shall have to look into, because I'm not very sure of my ground yet, but it's got something to do with the Tower of Babel and the fracture into 72 languages, which the Irish talk about. And of course, the number 72 is very important. 72 degrees of a 5-pointed star. And somewhere in the Nag Hammadi library, and I haven't been able to find it, I'll have to look on the PDF now that I found that. It speaks of Christ as the dyer in 72 hues.
Okay, can't remember.
Okay. Incredibly interesting word to use of colour, hue, as in Hugh Gaddon. hue and cry.
Yes, yes.
It means a sort of noise. I'm really thinking on the hoof here, so edit like mad.
There'll be no editing. This is going out in full, so hiccups
I
and
haven't
burps.
done my research yet.
Even if I sneeze again, it's all going on.
Well, the sound seems to work according to whether you sneeze or not. So,
yeah, I sneeze it back on and fix the computer.
We're both still on at the moment, yes.
The New Testament also talks about Jesus sending out 72 disciples, isn't it? If you go,
yes, exactly. Yeah,
that number again, isn't it?
And if we think about it, all is vibration, sound, and angles. It's algebra, geometry, that sort of thing, and color. If you put white light through a prism, you don't get colors until the white light goes through the prism, and that sort of thing.
Getting very deep now.
That's really professional, isn't it?
I just have to stay up all night thinking about that. Yes, and it'll suddenly dawn on me. Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. Well, yes, languages, tongues, tongues of fire.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, I think we should continue this.
I'll quit while I'm ahead.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to put up a trailer really, just to say people watch that video because we want to have more discussion about this and take it further because this is at the root of everything.
It is, and pretty much what we just said is going to be in another video, taking the roots of this amazing language even further back. But I've got to do the research for that. This one is about taking it back to Egypt and the British language, the Welsh language, and the hieroglyphs. But we must remember that Moses gave the 10 Commandments. Now, I got this the wrong way around again. I beg your pardon upstairs. God gave the 10 Commandments to Moses. Dyslexia rules, okay? On Mount Sinai in somewhere around 1350 BC. And it's the same place where the Proto-Sinaitic script developed from Egyptian, which indicates to me a Hebrew connection.
Ah, it does indeed. Because one of the things I'm reading again, preparing more notes for another Wilson and Blackett books, hopefully out soon, is the Moses drawing on earlier sources for the religion he was creating and the messages and the ideas, and how that goes back because he's from isn't he originally? I think is it where's Moses from? Oh, anyway,
no, Abraham.
Abraham's from Sorry, yes, Abraham's from
Yes. Yes.
But the story around Moses himself as an older root as well, his life story and the ways Wilson and Blackett see it as a potential for him trying to position his story to make a bid for the throne, if you like. It's a curious background.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I was thinking of Moses and the similarity between his story and that of King Sargon.
Yes.
Who was also found in a basket among the
Sargon is one of the examples he gives. That's right. Exactly. So it's an older story being retold.
It's like the Virgin and Child symbolism, which is repeated. Mithras was Christ and Mary, Mithras and his mother. Mithras was born in a cave to a virgin. Horus and Isis.
So now we've tried to fix the New Testament. We go back and just while they were at it, as a side note, Wilson and Blackett have completely broken down the Old Testament.
Excellent.
Just as they do on a weekend, probably bored one week,
Yes, I really wish when I cleared out my office at Cheriton Grove that I had stolen the Ark of the Covenant from you, because by heavens, I do need it. It's my honest nature, I'm afraid. But
no, I can give you a copy of that.
See a way to reprinting it, by heavens, I do need a copy of it, the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay, well, I think that one you can get copies of. It is being Trafford Press are doing it. So what you might call an unauthorized version. It's not strictly speaking sanctioned, but they are still there. They are available.
Right.
So what to do about that one? Because
I'll have another look. The last time I looked, it was about £2,000.
Yeah, right. Oh no, you can get them for about £20, I think. Yeah.
Okay, well I'll have another look.
Yeah, they've done it. In fairness, they have done a reasonable job on it. So I don't like to complain too much. Oh, where's my copy gone? Usually sits right there.
I haven't got it. I haven't got it, honest. I haven't got it.
Yes, it's strange. It's disappeared. It's not in its usual spot.
No, not
My
guilty,
meticulous library keeping. Hang on. Oh, no, there it is. It's okay. You're off the hook. There we go.
Oh, that's the one.
They do
Yes.
a hardback and they do a softback as well. So.
And it's the King. Oh, it's the King Arthur conspiracy I need as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, with both of those books, just sorry before we wrap this up, what I'm planning to do is because things are so vast. I mean, King Arthur conspiracy, I'm constantly reading that at the moment, and the notes to go with it, because you've got all about the American migrations, you've got the history of Coelbren, you've got a few other things all in one massive, huge book. And the plan is to take out the different subjects and expand each one, a bit like I did with the hieroglyphs to make the chiroglyphics.
Oh, yes.
We could do like the book you're doing, brilliantly helpful, is the history of the languages and the Coelbren and that kind of thing. That would be its own book, rather than you've also got an Ark of Covenant. You got the whole how to read the Mabinogion and the astronomical stuff behind that. So they're such vast books.
They're enormous subjects, aren't they? They really do need to be treated separately. Yes, I agree.
And I can see how they tie together and why Wilson and Blackett do this, but they're so huge. It makes it very difficult to expand any particular subject then, isn't it? So
yes, it does. And also you can't just pop it in your pocket and take it with you somewhere and show off on the underground.
But even their small topics seem to grow and grow and grow, don't they?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much again for your time today. Please keep up the good work. Keep the videos coming. I think it's absolutely wonderful. It's got authenticity about it. So don't worry about... Yeah, don't worry about special effects or screen shares and all that kind of stuff.
No, I'll try not to. There's a connection between Sumer and Egypt. So I thought my next short one would be to show the connection between Sumer, Britain and Delphi, because there is one. It's an absolute cracker. It really is. So I might do my next one on that, I think.
Excellent, because Sumer's
definitely seems. It's nice to see you again, even if it's 500 miles away. Look after yourself.
I know, so very well. The wonders of technology. Anyway, at least
I know, amazing. This is my room. These are my books.
Excellent,
my
excellent.
Library.
Yeah, I'd love to be there. So come and visit soon.
Yeah, please do. You'd be very welcome. We've got room.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Right, thank you very much.
Thanks for asking me. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Hello.